If an extension is not in play, then I do believe the next step will be the Brooklyn Nets and Micheal Porter Jr. potentially parting ways, potentially looking to move him.
Gets it off in time, and he's got it, baby! Big time Nets win!
The only Net fans you know? The only Nets fans you know? Man. I mean, come on, man. Or are these guys?
Welcome back to the Only Net Fans You Know podcast. I'm Peter. Welcome to episode 130. I have a very special returning guest today. Welcome back to the show, Gary from the Nothing But Nets podcast. What's going on, Gary?
Not much, Pete. I'm excited to see what you got for us today.
All right, so I invited you here. You have no idea what I'm about to bring up. I came up with this mock trade, so I just wanted to throw this out there and just see what people think about it. I'm going to set the scene for everybody now. A report comes out from Brian Lewis on Eric Slater's podcast that if Micheal Porter Jr. is not signed to an extension before the start of the year, they're going to trade him. I'm making up a scenario where they cannot reach an extension. You have to trade this guy. I'm going to throw this trade at you. The Hornets are going to get Micheal Porter Jr. and 2 second-round picks, a 2029 and 2030 Dallas second-rounder. The Brooklyn Nets will be receiving Grant Williams, Tijan Salone, a 2027 first-round swap with Charlotte, and a top 5 protected pick from Charlotte in 2030.
I don't even see how this works with salaries. Second, we're giving up our best asset. We're giving up our best player, him and Randall, whoever you want to say is our best player, and all we're getting is a swap and a top 5 pick. And you've told me, Petey, that this draft sucks. So why am I making this trade? I don't see why I'm making this trade. I'm not getting anything of value out of it.
First, you made a very good point. I'm going to address this first. Pete, how does this work? LaMelo Ball gave the Hornets a $40.7 million trade exception. Micheal Porter Jr. has a $40.8 million contract in the CBA. Exceptions have a buffer of $250K, meaning the Hornets will be able to take in Micheal Porter Jr.'s contract while adding 0 to their cap space. They get to add Micheal Porter Jr. into the lineup to replace Miles Bridges. They get off Grant Williams' contract. They get those picks, and they save over $20 million in cap space. That would be the idea from Charlotte's point. Now, you made a point with the Nets. Grant Williams, he's missed 134 games the last 2 years. Why would the Nets want him? He's an expiring contract. Maybe you buy him out. Maybe if he actually plays this year, maybe you can get back a second-round pick at the trade deadline. That's just an expiring. Tijan Salone, the former 6th overall pick from the 2024 draft. He's 21 years old, 6'10" power forward. He was having a decent year last year, but he got hurt in 37 games, 15 minutes per game, 6 points, shooting 50% from the field, 43% for 3-4 rebounds. So I can understand if you're not happy with it, but he is a young player with potential. Marks loves these international guys. He's making $8 million this season and then $10 million the next. He could be easily dumped. Swap it with the Hornets. You would get the worst of our picks of either Knicks, Nets, Houston, 2030, top 5 protected pick. I don't think they're going to be in the top 5 in 2030 anyway. The Nets save over $18 million in cap space. And you combine that with what they have now, they would have around $25 million in cap space, and it would allow them to re-enter free agency and possibly add Payton Watson, depending on, what's going on in the free agent market. But that would be the idea there. And you keep your flexibility. You have more draft assets, and you add in a young power forward, taking a shot on a guy who was drafted 6th overall just 2 years ago. Now, when you have all this information, what do you think about that?
It's better, but I'm still 100% opposed to it, and I'll explain why. All we're going to do with the cap space is take on bad salaries and get future picks. At no point, at a certain point, you need to have a good player on your roster, right? Like, we only got Randall because he's on a potentially expiring deal. We only got Porter because he had 2 years left on his deal. We have no good players. Good players don't go to free agency anymore, right? You're not getting Jalen Duren in free agency. You might be able to get Payton Watson in free agency, but now you're asking me to trade Watson. You're asking me to basically ship out Porter to bring in Watson and a first-round pick, right? The first-round pick I'd be getting from Charlotte.
The whole point of this is that you're not reaching an extension with Micheal Porter Jr. I'm asking you to suspend belief. They cannot reach a deal. you're going to have to trade him.
I understand that when you explain all of it, how it all works. Look, I get why Charlotte would make it. I can see some benefit, but I still got to believe the Nets can get more benefit than that for the ultimate number 2 player. Like, you could put Micheal Porter Jr., the way he comes off the screens, the way he can catch and shoot and play off the ball. He is the ultimate number 2 option on a good team. I got to believe.
Was he the number 2 option in Denver? He was just traded as a salary dump.
That was one of the great offenses of all time. Yeah, and they miscalculated that. They took in Cam Johnson thinking they could replace his production with Cam Johnson. They could not. Cam Johnson's about to see himself out of the league.
I don't think Cam Johnson's about to see himself out of the league, but you could say that's a fair argument that is a miscalculation. But the way that it's looking now, I don't know if 1 year of Micheal Porter Jr. is going to get you more than that. I would love for, I've been saying for a while with you to trade him for 2 first-round picks. I think if they were offered 2 first-round picks, I think they would have done it. I just don't think the value's there. I think the Nets would value him higher than any other team. But I'm making up like I said, I was setting the scene. I'm making up a scenario where they cannot reach an extension. You have to trade this guy. Will it be the scenario that happens? Probably not. Who knows? But just for the fun of a dead time during the offseason, I'm just throwing that out there.
No, I always thought MPJ was going to be here long term, like beyond the end of this contract. I don't feel that way anymore. I do think he's going to get dealt for a salary dump and a pick. I definitely don't think he'll end the season on the Nets, but I do think they'll trade him before the season starts. I don't want to make this trade, but I do think like something like this, and this is a good example of what might happen. Like this could have, this is real. That doesn't mean I like it. I just think that this is realistic. I think a trade like this is realistic. And then we're going to have absolutely nothing, right? We're not going to have anyone to play up the ball. Randall's a good passing 4, whatever you want to call him. But we're not going to have anyone for him to even pass the ball to. So it's going to all be for naught. I don't like the trade because I don't like giving up on another season. We're going to be bad for 4 or 5 years if we make this trade.
I just don't know if the 1 year of Micheal Porter Jr. so deep into the offseason will get you those 2 first-round picks, especially with, you mentioned this before, nobody has the cap space. If we're going to do a deal, that means we're going to be taking on a massive contract. In this deal, you're actually saving, I think, like $17, $18 million in cap space, and I could actually re-enter free agency immediately if you wanted to, right? So that, like, those are the benefits. I don't know if a deal that you would want, or a deal that I would want even, is realistic. But having the scenario with Charlotte, they could use Micheal Porter Jr. They just acquired Naz Reid. I don't know if they'd want to move him at center. You could make an argument for Charlotte that, you already have your starting lineup set. But I just think their lineup looks a lot better with Micheal Porter Jr. in it.
It's a home run for Charlotte. When you break it down, what we can do, okay, we can go sign Payton Watson. Who's better, Payton Watson or Micheal Porter Jr.?
In a scenario that I cannot keep Micheal Porter Jr. and I would take Payton Watson, but
okay, I think
who's a better fit? But who's a better fit for the Nets? Micheal Porter. Let you finish, because Micheal Porter Jr. is a better fit for the Nets, 100%, 1,000%, right? But I'm just making up a scenario in which they cannot keep him. I know it's tough. It's tough, but
I'm taking phone calls on this. I'm not for this trade. You keep okay, we can't keep Micheal Porter Jr. Why can't we just both? We want Micheal Porter Jr. Micheal Porter Jr. wants us, right?
Because I'm making up a scenario. It's a made up scenario. That's
I know. I get it.
It's make believe.
But I'm a Mets fan. The Mets keep doing this. Well, what if we trade Lindor? Lindor loves New York, and he has a no trade clause. You're not trading Lindor. Just get over it. Let's move on. Micheal Porter Jr. If he wants to be here, why can't we just keep him? I mean, it seems that way.
Because, is he gonna say I fucking hate it here?
No,
right?
Yeah. In this situation, you can build around him, and I think that's why he likes it.
But would they be building around him? Aren't they building around Mikel Brown Jr. and Yegor Demon?
I mean, that's the $1 million question. That's the $1 million question.
They're not. They're not building around. They're not building around him. He knows they're not actually building around him. But is he an important piece? Yes, he is, for sure.
Well, I think what you would have is a compete now, win later thing, right? Where we can build a competitive team around MPJ. And when MPJ starts to age out, hopefully MBJ, this is going to get confusing,
Yeah, it
takes
is.
that step up. And then when MPJ becomes a 25-point per game scorer, then MPJ will be a little older, and he can just become that third option. You know, you'll have a first option in MPJ, a second option in Yegor, and a third option in Micheal Porter Jr.
All right, so you said this deal is a home run for Charlotte, right? On the Nets side, what picks would you need to say, you know what, I'm okay with this deal?
I want at least two. I want at least 2 ones.
I don't think you're gonna get it.
Then I'm not like. Then I'm not trading them for salary dumps. Like I want a good player. If you can't give me a good player, I want 2 first-round picks. If you can't give me 2 first-round picks and a good player, I'm not trading.
He has 1 year left on his deal.
Okay, then his salary will come off the books, and I will fill it in other ways. Losing a superstar is what would have been better: to lose James Harden completely, or to trade him for Ben Simmons?
I don't think he would have left, but in your scenario, your made-up snenario, which I will follow the guidelines for, obviously losing James Harden probably would have been better in the long run. But I'm going to say in this scenario, the $14 million expiring contract of Grant Williams is coming off the books anyway. It would be an $8 million deal of Salone this year, $10 million next year of a former 6th overall pick and 2 draft assets. Would you rather have that or him walk for nothing?
It's a great question.
I'd rather have my deal.
Yeah, I'd rather have your deal. It just like we keep accumulating these picks in the 20s. Like how many Ben Saraffs and how many Danny Wolves do you want to put on your roster? We're not going to trade the picks. Like we're not going to combine the picks and trade up. We're not going to combine the picks and trade for a player. We're just going to accumulate more and more and more 23rd overall picks.
Listen, I get that, but that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is that's a whole different conversation. And I know I'm going to get burned for this video because I'm sure a lot of people are going to see and have the same reaction that you had. But I want everyone to leave in the comment section what they would accept. Am I wrong here? Am I realistic here? All that good stuff. And let's get some promo in there for you, Gary.
All right, follow me. It's BK Nothing But That's podcast on YouTube. It's been quiet, but we're going to start going live at least twice a week again. So follow me there. Subscribe to me there. It's BK Nothing But That's podcast on YouTube.
I'm sure you'll see me there. And you guys are watching this on YouTube. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps the channel, helps the show. And have a good day. Have a good night. And let's go Nets. We're out.